Hi there, and welcome to Apple World. So it seems as though Dave Chappelle seriously don't really like Katt Williams flapping his gums on every one of these digital broadcasts and meetings, since he just checked Katt and disgraced him for talking on dark specialists, calling him out for being rude and sort of bigoted towards his own king. This didn't go down well with Katt, who is speedy to call Dave out for being a poser, and brought up how Dave has had a background marked by likewise getting down on CBS, who are obscure and have been Ving bizarre. It seems as though some kind of meat is going down between these two, and things are going to get truly chaotic now. Katt Williams has been in the information since the year began in view of his unstable meeting with Shannon Sharpe on the Club Shay webcast recently capped a year going with a bang when he went on the web recording and pummeled half of the dark specialists in Hollywood, calling them out for being phony, being hoodlums, and a ton of other untidy stuff. For instance, he got down on Steve Harvey for taking jokes from different humorists and lying about his past. He even guaranteed that Steve used to go to his shows just to take his jokes and later made them off look like his own, the very Steve that went to go watch Imprint Curry do his entire sitcom and afterward took all that Imprint Curry had. Now Steve got a sit-kind where he the head and he wear a suit and afterward he gets this high top blur making all people of color think he got the best lineup in the business and it's a man unit. Then you inquire as to why you not a celebrity. I would have rather not been a celebrity. That is the very that detested on Bernie with exactly the same thing. I would have rather not been a famous actor. No, you were unable to be a celeb to be a celebrity. There are consistently 30,000 new scripts in Hollywood. Not one of them requested a country folk dark fella that can't talk great over and seems to be Mr. Potato Head. There ain't none. He additionally uncovered Steve for lying about being destitute from the beginning in his profession, guaranteeing that Steve never needed to live in his vehicle, like he asserted on the grounds that he was making about $3,000 per show at that point, and he was having 5 shows each week. This resembles Steve Harvey telling individuals he used to be destitute. That is my story, not his story. Steve Harvey was never destitute when Imprint Curry was visiting with him quite a while back. He was making $3,000 a show in real money and completing 5 shows in 7 days. Did they simply recount the narratives? This is my gratitude to my significant other. I'm where I am. You said that about the main spouse. You failed to remember that you let us know it was her. Then you proceeded to what another person who thinks like a man. Like, what are you referring to? They just want to rework history. He went in on Steve, calling him a misrepresentation who had faked his direction to the highest point of his vocation. He likewise guaranteed that he was the Lord of Parody and not Steve. He then went in on Kevin Hart, and did he have a great deal to say about Kevin. He called Kevin out for being a Hollywood plant, saying that Kevin isn't quite as fruitful as he jumps at the chance to profess to be. He asserted that none of Kevin's shows have at any point been sold out or even had a long queue of individuals anxious to watch him perform. And 15 years in Hollywood, nobody in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him, truly getting a wildly energetic applause at any satire club he previously had his arrangements when he arrived. Have we known about an entertainer that came to LA and in his most memorable year in law, he had his own sitcom on network TV and had his own film called Soul Plane that he was driving? No, we've never known about that before that individual or since that individual. What do you think a plant is? He likewise played Kevin for taking his extras. As per Katt, the greater part of the parody jobs that Kevin has gotten in the recent years were initially implied for him. He guaranteed that he passed on the ERAD since he found them embarrassing. He likewise said that at whatever point he requested that the makers change the content a bit furthermore, take out the embarrassing pieces, they would take the content to Kevin, who was glad to take on the embarrassing job for a 5-year time span. Each and every film that Kevin Hart did was a film that had been directly in front of me, that all I'd said was simply, might we at any point make a portion of this stride and get it, and afterward I can do it as it needn't bother with to be clearly gay, 'cause I'm not gay, right? It needn't bother with that to be amusing, right? And that's what me saying, and them going, goodness, definitely no issue, and afterward going to give it to this other fellow and having him do it very much like it was, and behaving like I'm a terrible individual since I continue to remain on my norm. Yet better believe it's fascinating, yet I wouldn't transform it for anything. Like he then, at that point, brought up how Kevin had been settling for the easiest option since the absolute starting point, like the time he at long last yielded and wore a dress, even after he swore that he was never going to wear dresses, then you would comprehend that part Kevin let you know he won't go wear no dress until they offered him the dress, and afterward he put it on, and what did he say after he wore it? I pursued my own choice, duh, however you didn't make it before they brought it up. Did you truly appeared to have it in for Kevin on the grounds that he even ventured to collaborate with Kevin's ex Teray to go on a satire visit? And the roads are saying that they will be spilling a ton of tea and playing Katt. Gracious, and we should not get into the point of how he guaranteed that Diddy attempted to make him his Don Juan, and when he declined, Diddy offered him $50 million for a casual sexual encounter. I've needed to turn down $50 million 4 times multiple times just to safeguard my uprightness, and that virgin opening I was educating you concerning. Right? 'Cause P. Diddy be needing the party, and you gotta let him know. No, you gotta let him know. Nah. Did I saw I got the receipts for all that I'm explaining to you. That is the reason I can say I'm so free. I want K. Illy want know now this isn't Katt's most memorable rodeo with spilling tea on craftsmen. Since he has become known for something like that, he has been uncovering celebs throughout recent years. And when he talks, individuals really tune in, and they accept him. That is the reason the meeting on Club Shay became a web sensation promptly after it being posted. Now, a few group have emerged to hammer Katt for the meeting, like Kevin Hart, who called him a comedian, yet it seems as though he figured out how to irritate a greater number of individuals than we know. And Dave Chappelle is one of such individuals, in light of the fact that Dave just checked Katt for going excessively far hauling dark craftsmen, and letting him know that he went excessively far, yet the unusual thing is very much like Katt. Dave Chappelle is additionally known for talking about the insane, obscure pieces of the business and getting down on the people pulling the strings for their contribution in a few truly tricky practices. So assuming he believes that Katt went excessively far, you all better realize that Dave is an enormous monad. As per reports, Dave went on a tirade against Katt at his new show, where he called Katt out for being rude toward dark craftsmen, calling attention to how Katt has nothing to say regarding white specialists. He got out whatever piece of the game this is. He ethered ninjas. He expressed nothing about any of these white young men. None of these white young men have capability like that. Katt is quite possibly the best painter in the game, so for what reason are you drawing monstrous pictures of us that stop hurting individuals? Yet I'm a harmed individual that never harmed individuals, and he does it all the time. He likewise called Katt out for being a poser, bringing up how Katt is glad to bring up botches and others while overlooking his own shortcomings. He said he didn't do anything out of sorts. Katt didn't do anything out of sorts. What Katt was discussing was that ninjas did to different folks yet were not tied in with whatever others did to him. He additionally said that assuming I recounted my story, it would make you extremely upset. I lost all that and never under any circumstances told on anyone, and he is behaving like the judge of truth. Katt tunes in. I F with Katt. However, let me know which part of the game FS up another ninja's paper. Essentially, he called Katt out for being a narc and hauling dark craftsmen, yet as per insiders, Katt is enraged at Dave for talking on him, saying that Dave is a wolf in sheep's clothing. He brought up how Dave had likewise been talking on the business for a very long time, yet out of nowhere, he got all irritable and puffy when Katt began to speak. The insider added that Katt accepts that Dave is beginning to think twice about private convictions, and to that end, he is attempting to quietness. Subscribe Apple World for more videos.